Hi guys, this is Tony here from Metal Ruse. You're about to sit down and enjoy an interview I just did um, over there. And so do like and subscribe so you can get all this straight into your streaming and into your consciousness as soon as it arrives. So enjoy the interview, and I will. Over to you, Tony. Well, thanks for coming on all the way from Ukraine to here in sunny Australia. T- two diametrically different parts of the world, eh?
Yeah, so it's morning here, and as I right understand, it's some early evening
So yeah,
in Australia.
8:30. Yeah,
Okay, it's
not too
it's
bad.
not bad at all.
No, I've done some interviews where I've got up at 4 in the morning to do these things. You know, you sit there thinking, can't I keep my eyes open? The world differences.
Mhm.
So new album, it just come
Of
out.
course.
We should talk about that, shouldn't we? But I mean, it's just nice to be able to chat to someone across over there and see a smiling face. Okay, as much as I can. Oh, the world is a funny old place, is it not?
Probably.
Yeah, yeah.
If you didn't have like a neighbor, a Russian.
Well, it's unsaid, but it's definitely said. Yes,
Yeah.
it's implied. Let's leave it as implied, shall we? Like, we'll say that.
You know,
But
every time when I look at the map and I checked your location, like, ah, okay, I want
that,
to be there.
that's why I moved here. I come from the UK. That's why my wife is Australian. That's why I moved here. To be honest, a new beginning, a new life, and it's beautiful out here. Like it really is.
You're
So,
from UK. Okay, so
yes.
so that's why I could not combine in my head because you sound in your pronunciation is not like from Australia or New
Nope.
Zealand, and
Nope.
I'm listening like, what the fuck? No. It's whoa. It
No, no.
sounds you sound like from Ipswich or somewhere there. Like,
I'm from London, actually, North London,
yeah,
but
from London. Okay.
mm, but softer language. It's sort of softened as I've been out here 27 years now.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, no, definitely best thing I ever did, to be honest.
But
Um,
but previously interview I have had with a guy actually from Australia,
yeah.
and about understanding probably 25% of of the word, like, and he asking something and I'm sitting like,
It can be a thick lingo here. It can be a thick lingo, right? It really can. But uh, a segue to that is that your music doesn't need it's a universal language, right?
yes, I hope.
Ah, mate, this is a spectacular album. This new one, in a way that it can be with the subject matter that you do delve into.
Mhm.
It very much. I found very, very, very. How do I say this? Emotional, listening to this album.
Of course, emotional because we have faced it here more than 11 years of the war, and I have a lot of emotions, of course.
Yeah, of course, of course. You know, and I like the way that you use histrionics, not modern history, but you use history of the past, as in World War One, to reflect your modern problems and issues. So it doesn't sound so churlish because it becomes historic, not I don't know what the right word is, but it's not at this moment. It's not present.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah, yeah,
And I'm really glad that you get the point because every time some interviewer asking me about, please explain why you decide the First World War or blah 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 so on, but you get the point just right as they
yeah.
place it, and it's awesome because yes, of course, it's not only about the First World War, but it's a huge breach between the First World War and nowadays. Because for
Yes,
me, all this shit what we faced together started in the period of the Great War, of course,
yes,
and all what we have, even the Second World War, I did not even name it as a Second World War. For me, it's a just an aftermath or some like after party. after the First World War,
Yeah,
after the Great War.
a continuation.
Yeah, the continuation, the same shit. And
Yeah.
actually, the Balkanian War, the same problems started
Yes.
actually in the time of the First World War. And now, what we faced with the Russian Empire, the same shit. They invaded us in the time of the First World War. They invaded us in the time of the Second World War. Now they invaded us again. And actually, we faced every time more than 100 years with the same enemy, with the same shitty problem. Let's call it imperialistical fascist
Mm.
scum. That's all.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. Let people be who they want to be and where they are. This is the
Mhm.
point, right? You know that. I mean, it's easy for me to say that here, sunny Australia, the other side of the world, where the only worry I have is my coffee hot, right? You know, the, to
No, and
you know,
some big sharks,
big sharks.
a lot of spiders, and some weird animals. No, I know
I
a
stay
little.
away from them. I stay away from them.
I know a little bit about Australia. It's huge spiders, some
They are,
weird kangaroos, and so.
yeah,
No.
yeah.
I prefer Russians.
Well, this be honest, I think our wildlife is our self-defense system. It's the continent's defense system. It's going, you know what? Come here. You can come here, but we might kill you. Like,
Yeah.
what? Whereas yours is a far more esoteric nightmare,
Mhm.
in the aspect that man is evil, human animals just defend themselves, you
Mhm.
know. Uh, and I have a very passionate, let's say love is the wrong word, but I really enjoy the history of warfare, particularly the First and Second War.
Mhm.
As you said, the one great continuous war for
Mhm.
you guys, which is something that I find interesting. I read about in a book recently about that, how, it's divined by one and two, but really it didn't stop. It just continued
Mhm.
from 18 onwards and just
Mhm.
smoldered away in small fires here and there, which the world wasn't looking at because why would they? You know? And then suddenly, 1939 happens.
About this, every time I'm laughing, like that the European Union and Westerns did not learn nothing from this part of history, because every time when they started ignoring like a Slavic people, they don't give a fuck about at all about some Slavs.
Mm,
We got the new World War, and that's all.
yeah.
In the time of First World War, no one gives a fuck about some Serbian people, Croatian people, or so like some Balkanian people. We don't give a fuck. Well, fuck this shit. They are not a Europeans at all. And what we got?
Yeah.
Assassination in Sarajevo, Balkanian nationalism, and so on, and the First World War.
Yes.
In the time of the Second World War, Hitler invaded the Poland and splitted Poland between the Soviet Union and Nazi Germany. And what was the reaction of European nation? Zero reaction. We don't
Yes.
give a fuck about some Polish people, some fucking Slavs. Okay, let it be, let it be. And then Hitler invaded the Czech Republic. And what was the reaction? Zero. Okay, let it be. Let it be some fucking Slavs. We don't give a fuck about any fucking Slavs. So they are not Europeans at all. And right now we have the same shit. Russia
Yeah.
invaded Ukraine. Some fucking Slavs died there. So they invaded Ukraine. We don't give a fuck about it. This is not our war. It's some fucking Slavic people. And in the end, we will receive the Third World War.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thanks, guys.
Thanks God it's Friday. Yes.
Yeah. But this is what makes your music so great. Like it's that it's not for everyone, right? It's not You're not going to go and get a 1914 album like this new one and go,
Mhm.
right, I'm going to go and party out, listen to this out. This is not what you do with your music.
Nope.
Your
Nope.
music is for entertainment, yes, of course, is music, but it's thought provoking. It's conceptual in a way that I think a lot of people don't get.
Mhm.
They don't understand. Uh, I mean, with what we are, we're 90 years away from the last war, and we still are making Nazi salutes in public. It
Mhm.
is beyond my understanding that it's so forgotten so quickly. But when bands like yourself do these things, it brings it back sharply into focus.
Because we are still the same apes. We are stupid apes, and
Yes.
our behavior still completely, as you know, like 1 million years ago, we do the same shit, do the same problems and the same mistakes, and did not learn nothing from it. Of course, we have right now internet. We have the millions, tons,
Mm.
enormous amount of books, videos. Learn it, fucking learn it, educate yourself. But no, the IQ going to zero, and people do not want to learn nothing. And and about your punch about our music for entertainment,
Mm.
no, I did not accept it because we are not about at all like metal music or let's have fun and drink a beer and listen
No.
some 1914. No,
Yeah.
it's
No.
completely not about it.
I agree.
And my mission, and I call it mission. My mission to telling the stories, do not play in the metal. And my mission to give you something new to think about it, And after our album, after every our song, you will Google a little bit more, you will learn
Yes.
a little bit, and you will educate yourself a little bit more, because you will, for example, you will listen to the new album and just first song like The Siege of Przemyśl, and you're
Yeah.
sitting in Australia and thinking like, where the fuck this Przemyśl is? What the fuck is
Mm.
this? You even cannot pronunciation it
Yeah.
because it's some Slavic word, and
Yeah.
it's a little bit complicated for you to even pronounce. And you will open the map or open the Wikipedia, open the Google, and we'll read a little bit more
Yeah.
about it, and you will get this vibe. So like, wow, the biggest siege in the time of the First World War. Wow, the biggest fortress, the third biggest fortress in Europe after the Verdun and after the Antwerpen. And then you read about Verdun, and then you get back to the Przemyśl fortress, and you read, because of Przemyśl fortress, you will read about the Galicia part, and then about the one of the biggest event in the First World War, like Carpathian Winter
Mm.
Operation. And in the end, you will understand. Okay, I learned something new for today.
I love that. I love that.
This
It's
is my
some,
mission.
yeah, and do you
This
know
is my
what?
mission. I,
Yeah,
I don't give a fuck about all this guitar riffs,
yeah.
all this about all the black metal, death metal. Fuck this shit. Educate yourself and spread the message. This is the main reason why I'm here.
I love it. I love it. And it's something that I've done all my life. I remember finding out about Alexander the Great because of Iron Maiden. I learned things through music because I go,
Mhm,
oh, I must research that. And when you listen to First World War referencing music and the
mhm,
Great War, like my grandfather fought in both wars, and when you think about it, you only in your consciousness think of Passchendaele,
mhm,
Verdun. You might think of a few others, that are there. Ypres, for instance.
mhm.
But this was a massive line, a massive front of war, and a lot of us forget about those. They're the forgotten soldiers, aren't they, in these
Yes,
in these
yes.
battles because they're not in the fashionable, and I hate the term fashionable, they're not in the fashionable war. They're not easy to, oh yeah, it's 60,000 people in the first day at the Somme. Yep, okay.
Mhm,
But what about the poor buggers, like you said, further up, doing
mhm.
exactly the same thing but forgotten?
Yes. And that's why I decide, to build the whole album based on the storytelling about one soldier from my hometown,
Mm,
from Lemberg, Lviv, and we in the past we were the part of Austro-Hungarian Empire,
mm.
and it's all about the Eastern Front. And mostly people in Europe don't give a fuck about at all about Eastern
No,
Front.
it's all
They don't
Western
know
Front.
nothing.
Yeah.
They only Western Front, and as you told, Verdun, Soma, and Passchendaele trademark, and that's all.
Yes.
And they don't know history at all. And when you try to explain something about the Eastern Front for the Westerns, like for example, the Carpathian Winter Operation, actually located here in Ukraine,
Mm.
some around 2 millions of losses. 2 fucking millions of losses. Can
Oh
you
my
imagine it?
God.
For example, Verdun,
Yeah.
some around 1 million. But no one counts it, and no one gives a fuck about it. And for example, the second biggest events, not only from the Eastern Front, but in general about the Great War, the Brusilov offensive. Try
Yes.
to find it. trying to find it and read a little bit. 2.5 million of losses. And Austro-Hungarian Empire lost in this Brusilov offensive, lost more than 1.5 million of people, and never get after this battle, they never get back as an empire at the real strength, and they lost everything, their potential and everything. You know,
Yeah.
two
Just
and a half millions of losses here in Ukraine just in one battle.
wow. And again, these are the things. Oh, I've got goosebumps. I'm sorry. But it's just the sheer number. You can't. My grandfather was at was in Monte Cassino, right? The Second
Mhm.
World War.
Italian front, yeah.
Yeah, never spoke of it because why would he? He wouldn't.
It's funny. It's funny because my grandfather, the same was in Monte Cassino, but from the Austrian side.
Yeah, never said a thing. Yeah, he never spoke a word of it. I'd ask him, nothing. To this day, he
Yes.
died when I was young, and
Mhm.
even my father, who's now gone, would say he wouldn't tell me. Why would he tell you? And
Mhm.
this is the important aspect of what you do. This is why their tales need to be told, because as we age, you and I, this stuff is gone into
Yes,
the
yes,
into
we
I
will
don't
lose it.
care
Just we
pile.
will lose it, and our childs don't give a fuck about it. You
They
know,
don't.
they have their own lives with some TikTok, with some
Yeah.
mobile phones, iPhones, and so probably it's good because they do not faced with the war and they do
Mm.
not nothing about war. Uh, but someone must to keep this
You have to
history.
understand.
Yeah,
Yes.
someone must to understand to keep it together, you know. I'm so passionate about it because I'm a war archaeologist, and
Yeah.
more than 20 years I'm digging here in Ukraine. I'm digging these dead soldiers, I'm digging these dead bodies, the
Wow.
Austrian, German soldier, Polish soldier, Ukrainians, Russians, Romanian soldiers, everyone was there, you know.
What an
and
amazing.
and we buried them. We tried to find some families
Oh,
and
bless
so
you.
on, you know. That's why for me it gives me a lot of uh, feelings, expressions, you know, goosebumps, because I
Mm.
face it every time. I face it with these dead skeletons, buried dead skeletons with their remnants, uniforms, and you know, you standing on this and just look at this skeleton, for example, in some
Yeah.
Baden, Germany uniform,
Yeah.
and you stand like, what the fuck you forgot here in the Carpathian Mountains? Why you are here? And
Yeah.
you
Why?
try to combine this part of history. Why the some guy from the Baden or Württemberg or so on, you know, just
Yeah.
came more than 1,000 kilometers and die in your soil, in your Carpathian forest for what?
Yeah.
And
And in an egregious way as well. Not even in a what you would call heraldic way. Just a bullet, boom,
Mhm.
done, right?
Yes.
No, nothing. Silenced in seconds.
Mhm. Mhm.
And I was actually I'm sorry, you're just a wonderful person to talk to. I absolutely love. Um, I was talking to someone about this today. I once dated a girl years ago whose father, there were Jews, German Jews,
Mhm.
and that on her mother's side, and on her father's side, just English, good
Mhm.
old-fashioned white, white Englishman, right? And it turns out that he worked out that his grandfather and her grandfather had fought each other across the same trench, a section and but yet their grandchildren come together and marry. It's a wonderful thing, right?
Yeah,
Life,
it's
odd thing. Uh, but there is sometimes you think to yourself, after all the mud and blood and violence and senseless mania, some good things can come out of that.
you know, my family had the same story actually when my father and mother get married. My grandfather from the father's side and grandfather from mother's side, they're completely from the different sides of Ukraine.
Mm.
And one of my grandfather served in the Austro-Hungarian Empire, and the second one in the Russian army.
Oh
You
wow,
know, yeah, and
wow.
they even after the war they were located in the one concentration in the Russian concentration camp. They were together there, you know,
Wow,
and they have met at the marriage of my parents, and like, I'm fighting there, and I'm fighting there. Oh yeah, hello
wow.
man, hello man.
Isn't it wonderful that that kind of thing is that, all those years later, they just shake hands,
Hmm.
because they know, you know, you've done this long, too more than I have. They're just soldiers. They're not politically driven. They are who they are. If you know what I mean, they do what they think is right. But at the end of the day, they know what's right and what's wrong. They shake hands. It's hey, it's family. You know.
Probably yes. I have my point of view about it because it depends, really depends. Even in the, this Ukrainian-Russian war perspective.
Mm,
I don't want to start with this, but I will finish my thoughts about,
yeah.
this. In one hand, it's really a wonderful story how they shake their hand, but in the same way, it's really catastrophic stuff, and it's really a tragedy for
Oh
the
no,
whole
of
nation
course, of course, of
because
course.
Ukrainians were splitted between the two empires, between
Mm,
Russian empires and Austro-Hungarian empires, and we started to kill each other because of empires. In
mm,
one trenches in Carpathian Mountain, in one trenches there will be Ukrainians from my side, like Lemberg, from the
yeah.
western part. In the next one trenches, actually, from the both side, the same Ukrainians, but from the, for example, central Ukraine, like Kiev, and
Yes,
so on.
yes, yes.
And they must to kill each other because of empires.
Ah,
And it's really a horrible situation for us because more than 4 millions of Ukrainians served in the Russian Empire army.
so brother against brother, yeah.
Yes, four
Ah,
millions. And every time when we're singing about the Russian invaded us and so on, every time we understand and we keep in mind, of course, Russia invaded us, of course, Empire invaded us, but it was made by the hands of the Ukrainians, regular Ukrainians from the
ah,
Kiev, Odessa, Dnipro,
yeah.
Kharkiv, and so on.
Yeah. You never
It's
think
a
about it that
tragedy.
way. Yeah, you don't think about it that way. And this is again why conversations with people like yourself who live it and
Mhm,
breathe it is important because it's a point of view that is whitewashed.
mhm,
Let's be honest, it's whitewashed. I mean, it's something that your art that you create is important because it tells a story. Like all fabulous art, music is
mhm,
storytelling, and it's about forwarding on memories, isn't it not?
mhm,
If you think about Aboriginal, classic example, we were in Australia, 70,000 years of humanity here, and their stories
mhm,
are passed on by word. No written, nothing written. It's all passed on by word of mouth. And this is something that's important for you because a lot of your stuff is destroyed
mhm.
by battle. So you have to pass it on by word of mouth because it's going to disappear, you know?
Yes, and that's why I want to spread these stories. I
Mm,
want to give it I want to give it worldwide because no one gives a fuck about it. And
mm.
I feel like after me, the stories will disappear. And
I hope not. I really hope not. I genuinely hope not. I know what your fear. I know your fear. I can feel your fear and trepidation of it going. I really get it. I really do. But I hope not because there are other like-minded people like yourself. There are people out there who listen, who do talk. It's about people listening. That's the trouble. Is are they listening? This is the key. It's like you can shout to the wind, but you need them to listen. You know,
I
and
hope.
that's the thing. And speaking of listening. I just want to say thank you for Coward, the track on this album. It's so beautiful. It's so beautiful. It reminds me of a lot of music I used to live as I used to listen to a lot of music when I was a kid from up north in England, where they
Hmm.
have a lot of folk
Yeah.
war numbers like Christmas 1914 and Accrington Boys and things like that. And I listen to that and it makes me shiver and it makes me feel um I don't know, it's something that you just can't put a finger to it. And Coward is one of those ones. I wanted to say thank you before we finish, so I could just say thank you for it because it's fantastic. It's
Thank you.
so
And,
beautiful.
and one of the my biggest inspiration about this song was, as you told me, a British, some folky song,
Yeah.
like a typical soldier song.
Yes.
And I don't know. Did you know this band, the Chumbawamba?
Yes, I know them. I know the bass player quite well. He's I went to
Yeah,
school with him.
Chumbawamba.
Yeah.
And when I listened their brilliant album, the rebel songs, the British rebel
Yes.
songs, folky
Yes.
stuff. Man, I'm a huge fan of this album, of this band, and you know when you listen this rebel English rebel songs, you got a
Yes.
huge goosebumps. You know,
Yeah.
like fuck yeah, this one. And that's why when I found a lot of stories behind of it about the cowardly and about
Yeah.
how they were devastated and so on, like, and I'm immediately in my head like, I must record the lyrics in the same way I try to imitate, you know, this type of
Yes.
the British folky song. I will
Yes.
try, and I hope
Oh, you've
I
hit it
did.
on the nail. You've hit it right on there, man. It's perfect. I was going through the album, through all the interesting depth and
Mhm,
humanity, not about death and about it's all about that. And I'm just thinking, this is so intense. And then I got to this, and I literally sat there like slack jaw. I was like, oh, this is it was something because it became human.
yes.
When all the other music, don't get me wrong, is wonderful, it's brilliant, it's emotive, but it feels almost alien because
Mhm,
something that I can't comprehend. But
mhm.
then you put on, when Coward came on, it hit me in a more human way that I didn't expect to get. And I think that's something that's really lovely about that. Particularly, I just want to say thank you because it reminded me of my childhood a bit, listening to them with my father because I used to love
Thank
them.
you, man.
Mm,
Thank you, man.
yeah. And of course, we've all have family that have lived through these awful times, all of us, and you're living through them as we speak, and it sort of it just blows my mind that 2025 we're still having this problem. You know,
Yes.
it's just it's I don't know. I don't know what to say. I can't. It's just yeah, it makes me sort of shake my can't. It's
You know,
incomprehensible.
in one direction, you could afford everything. You could afford the new iPhone. You could afford the new Tesla. You could travel in
Mm,
across the world. You could read about the new space, some
mm,
ships and mission and so on. But in the same way, what we got the stupid and really horrible behavior of the some dictatorship, you know, of this
yes.
imperialistic scum. We have the Russia, we have the China, we have the Korean
With the
leader like,
Americans. Yeah.
yeah, Kim Chen In. We have the stupid
Yeah.
Trump in the same, just in the same way. You know, like here's we as humanity going somewhere. You know,
Yeah.
like the species we going somewhere up, but with all this stuff what we create. But in the same time, we have this shitty stuff like nuclear weapons. Putin
Yeah.
with all his madness and stupid Trump with Trump count with all his like. Uh, vocabulary diarrhea, you know,
Yeah.
like
Oh, verbal diarrhea. Yes. Yeah. Yeah. It's madness. But
madness.
it's madness. But in that madness is beautiful things. And I know it's not about the music so much, but it's a way to communicate. It's a communication tool
Yes,
after all. And you do it so well. You do it so, so well. I don't know of another band on the planet that quite understands its subject matter as much as you do, um, genuinely, because you say things in your music and your lyrics that it must be very hard for you, and I appreciate it in that respect. I think we all do, because it can't be easy to talk about these things. Not as it's not churlish, it's not entertainment. This is truth, sad truth, right?
yes.
And but you bring it to us in a way where we can consume it,
Hmm.
and like you said so aptly earlier, we can go forward and learn, and that's your gift, you know, is that we can go forward and learn, and
I hope, I hope.
hopefully not repeat. That's the golden rule, isn't it? But hey, these things happen. These things happen, don't they? Look, thanks for coming on. Thanks for chatting. I've really appreciated the chat. I could talk to you all day, mate. Genuinely love
I hope
your
someday. I hope someday we will meet. Who
yeah,
knows?
your passion for what you do is something different. It's something different, and it's something that we should all appreciate in whatever musical form it comes in. It doesn't matter. Could be reggae, right? Who cares? It's just the way that you tell the story and keep it all alive, which is important.
Thank you, man.
Appreciate it. Keep safe, yeah.
We'll try.
Yeah, please do. We need more of you. And if you get a chance to come to Australia one day, do come.
I hope.
Yeah, I hope so as well. I really do. And again, good luck with the new album. Good luck with the responses from it, and keep good luck with all the archaeology. And I hope that you help to um, bring together people's families more and more every day. Right? Yeah. Peace, brother.
Thank you, man. Bye.
See you, mate.